Well, good morning and rise and shine. This is Gayle Nicholson with the Seven Figure Sunrise Summit. So glad to be part of the start of your day this week. And I am very, very excited to bring you up to speed with what one of our past sponsors and current sponsors for this project is doing with his many, many kettles in the fire, if you will. This gentleman is I don't know if I'd call him a serial entrepreneur, but he has experience in a number of different realms in online entrepreneurship that will give you a start on your path upward. So let me introduce to you, please, Mr. Jason Lane Curtis. He is a network marketing entrepreneur, and today we're going to be talking about North American Bank Card and Bonvera.com. So thank you so much for joining me, Jason. How are you?
Well, thank you for having me, Gail. It's a pleasure to see you again and to be affiliated with you again. I appreciate everything that you've done for me, and I appreciate our friendship and continued support. So thank you.
Thank you. Back at you. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am without the faith that you've had in me all the way along, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. So thank you again. Let's get started with, how did you begin on your entrepreneurial path? Did you ever have a day job?
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, today I do have a day job. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit that I do what I love. We can go into that a little bit later, but I do process disability claims for veterans with the Veterans Benefits Administration. So that's my day job, and we'll go into that a little bit further. But that's one thing I always recommend too. If you're not set up yet, if you don't have that money coming in yet, there is nothing wrong with having a day job.
Fantastic.
But yeah, absolutely. But how I got started, I have always just kind of had the bug of wanting to do something bigger and better than myself. I have failed more than I've been successful. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a serial entrepreneur either, but I've been in so many different things with network marketing. And I mean, my very first entrepreneurial thing was, I mean, a paper boy when I was a teen. You know, I did a few different things when I was in the Navy too. I got into, been in network marketing in so many different companies. And yeah, that's where it started to where it's just been continuing to build and really things have exploded this year. Um, Unfortunately for a lot of people with the pandemic, there's been a lot of financial strains and stuff like that. But well, I've been very fortunate in the avenues that I've been in that they've actually grown and they've grown exponentially. And so that's what I'm actually pretty excited to talk about today.
Excellent, excellent stuff. Yeah, when we first started collaborating back in March, April, I guess it was, um,
Hmm.
the venture that we talked about, Bonvera, was poised to just gather up all of those people that are suddenly shopping from home, not going out into public. So I
Hmm.
imagine that this is your business is one of those ones that worked really well this year with COVID and all that kind of stuff. So across the board, though, let me ask you this: how long did it take you to reach that milestone, if you will, that two comma club, with the ventures that you're taking part in?
Well, I'm getting to that point, and I should be there by the end of this year.
Awesome.
So yeah, really excited about that.
That's phenomenal. Awesome. All right, cool. So tell us a little bit about, what that process is like for you.
What that process has been like for me, what I've focused on, especially this year, was creating strategic partnerships with industries that can collaborate with payment processing and online shopping. And I've been able to find some very awesome strategic partnerships with website designers, social media marketers, um, IT specialists. You know, those people that service businesses themselves, and we just enhance. on the services that we're able to provide to clients and prospective clients and customers, and it's been going very, very well. And I'm just so happy to have the people that I'm in partnership with.
Awesome. All right, now let's deconfuse this for some people.
Okay,
We've got bonvera.com, correct, which is the online shopping.
correct.
Great products there. I myself have been taking some of them for the last few months and getting enormous results. I know they've got this amazing energy drink and so forth. And then you've got also North American Bank Card, which is a separate venture, as I understand it.
Correct.
Tell us a
Yep.
little bit about that.
So North American Bank Card is a payment processor for merchant accounts. So we have about 7 different businesses that are inside that umbrella as far as payment processing for high risk, low risk, e-commerce, retail, restaurants. We even have a capital funding division where we're able to provide some capital funding for businesses for what they need for equipment and stuff like that. So how that actually kind of came aboard is with Bonvera, I got into the industry through a company called Card Connect, who I'm still with. It's a great company, but I just found out that they weren't doing anything in a high risk market. And so your high risk market, I'm going to kind of educate your client list here a little bit and everybody else. So high risk are your coaching coaching businesses, CBD, firearms is a high risk. Anything that's really a high ticket and highly regulated market, that's a high risk category. And I had looked at different high risk companies, processing companies, and none of them were just, they were fine, but they just weren't. I didn't have a good feeling about them. I couldn't really refer people up to them because that comes back into direct relation on me as well. And so I just couldn't have places, sending people to these places to where it would take them weeks, months to get approved, or there was documentation errors, and just so, and that's where through a mutual friend, I was introduced to North American Bank Card, um, and so far I've been with them for only about a month, and the really cool thing with them is I've been able to refer just as many businesses as I have through my other payment processing ventures, and they've got them, the majority of them approved and approved same day at rates that I have never seen before, coupled with the services that North American Bank Card provides. So I'm really excited to be where I'm at with the right companies and right people, and just things are just going so well. I couldn't be more pleased.
That's excellent to hear. Excellent. That's wonderful, though. I hear from what I'm hearing from you, because as someone who's a coach and a consultant, it can be very sketchy sometimes to be able to process online. And again, my own experience with CBD, there is, there are specific challenges in the industry,
Sure.
because it's something that could really cut into the established way of being's way of making money.
Hmm.
So yeah, any of these little rebel type things where people are encouraging people to take personal responsibility for their own lives and going forward with that, we need people that have our backs, so to speak. And it sounds like
Oh, for
North
sure.
American Bank Card is one of the best. I can't wait to see where it takes you. Now,
Thank you.
let me ask you this. In the course of all this, because I know from my own history with network marketing and stuff like that, there can be like a lot of rah rah, and then you go down and you do the busy work of it. And it's
Sure.
not just, inviting people to buy the product, it's also a matter of inviting people to explore the opportunities themselves. So in that, there's an up leveling, if you will, and a choosing what you do and what you don't do. So here's my question to you: what one ritual, routine, process do you say is probably the most contributive to the success that you've enjoyed this far? What one thing did you do that made you this successful?
One thing that's made me this successful is being mentored by somebody or that currently has the lifestyle that I want. Um, and, and that is so very important to be able to find that kind of mentor, but also on the mentor side, being able, that for them to take me into their wings as well. And I've been blessed with just a few really great mentors that I wouldn't be where I'm at today without them, their guidance, um, their stern talkings when I need it.
Hmm.
Um, because certainly I can go up and down with consistent daily action, because that's also one thing that's very important too, is being consistent daily with what you do, whether that's posting on social media or talking to people, reaching out to people. I can certainly go a little bit on the wayside of that. But yeah, the being mentored and being mentored by people that are successful already and have the lifestyle that I want to have. That's been key to my success.
Excellent. And taking the coaching. Yeah.
Right, right. Yeah, you have to be coachable.
Right.
You can't just be coached. You have to be coachable, and there's a big difference.
There certainly is. Now, what did you stop doing? What was some of the coaching that said, "Don't do that no more," and you took that coaching?
So one of the things for me is I am such a people person, and I love to please people. Um, and and so these mentors have come back to me and said, "Listen, you're not going to be able to please everybody. You're just not going to be able to. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get burnt out, and you're going to just fizzle away. And the world needs what you do. Specifically, a guy said to me, pointed to me, said, Jason, stop it. People need you. Um, and that really resonated with me to where I even dug a little deeper. And one of my mentors even mentioned this to me as well, is that you are the sum of the five people that you're around with the most. And I mean that maybe in the business sense, but it also in your personal life that matters as well. I'm not saying that, you discard friends and family. They're always going to be there. But I'm talking about those toxic people, those people that are constantly putting you down, looking for ways to tell you how you're failing, and you're not doing what you need to be doing. You're always going to fail. Get rid of those people. Um, and that circle of sphere, that those five people. I mean, you can make it as big as you want, but I like to keep it, those five people. Keep it small and simple if you want, but then that is what's worked for me, because once you get so many different, people talking to you and saying, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, you're going to get confused.
Hmm.
And that could lead to the frustration and the disappointment and ultimately failing as well, to where you drop out and you don't do what you were designed to do.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense, an awful lot of sense. Now, what benefit have you and your family seen from you doing this, day job, evening job? I'm sure it takes up an awful lot of your time, but what does it offer your family that your average Joe Blow that's just getting up, time to make the donuts, driving home through heavy traffic, isn't going to get in life?
Well, one thing that has helped me quite a bit, is the education factor. Developing myself to be a better person, better husband, better father, better family member, better friend. And I would like to say, and people that I care about have told me that, um, I'm a better person, and a lot of that is because of my wife. Um, when we met, I was not the same person. A lot of that is attributed to her and the fact that I wanted to become a better person. So that's where I really dove deep into, personal development, professional development, and not only has my personal life gotten better, but also my professional life has gotten better as well. To where I probably wouldn't be doing the great job that I'm doing today without her kind of good nudging along and saying, "Hey, listen, you need to do this." Because I had been so short of getting my degree for years, and I always known that that was going to be the one final factor to put me up to where to get the job to where instead of I highly qualified for, I, where I wouldn't get an interview, where I'd be on that highly qualified list and get the interview and ultimately get the position. So I've been very fortunate that way, and also with personal development. Um, I've been given a pretty good shove into personal development, becoming a better father, because I am a father. And as a matter of fact, we are expecting again in January. As a matter of
That's
fact,
right.
the week of this
Congratulations.
event, the week of this event, I'm going to be a father again. And so, that's one thing that I've been given a very good nudge my personal development is becoming a better father. And so, yeah.
Excellent. And I want to check in with you. I hope I don't forget. I'll make a note so I don't forget. When we do the live Ask Me Anything later on, this is being taped in early December. So when Jason tells you I'm on track for that by the end of the year, he will have accomplished that before our live AMA. So follow up with that and see where we want to see where you ended up the year with. Okay?
That'd be great. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Now, do you have any particular wisdom that you'd like to share with people who let me kind of couch it this way, okay? In the network marketing sphere, right? There are those that just completely go pyramid scheme, don't bother me, right?
Yeah.
And there's others that go, "Oh, I like the product. Maybe I can just get enough people to buy that it'll cover the cost of my product." And then there's those who see, you know what? The money to be made is inviting people into the opportunity and training them, right? So, with
Right.
those three spheres of how you could do network marketing, no matter what the venue is, whether it's candles or health products or, credit card services, what is your best wisdom for how to get to that two comma club the fastest?
Um, so the guy that owns I forget there's a guy that owns a famous airline company out there. I can't believe I just forgot his name, but his famous quote is, as far as network marketing goes, is just get started. It doesn't actually matter really which company you get started with, because there's a lot of fabulous products out there. There's a lot of fabulous services out there. Um, just get started. Whether that means you get started as a customer or you get started as that associate that you mentioned, that they recognize the money making that's out there. Um, and, and one thing I also want to mention with that caveat as well, um, there are a lot of bad companies out there, not just in the network marketing industry, but everywhere. So of course you have to do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. Don't take just that person that's trying to talk to you about the company. Don't just take their word for it. Soak up as much information as you can. There's so much information out there, on the internet. There's reviews. There's there's so many just different forums out there where you can do your research. You can actually go onto the website of that individual company and look at their products, see if there's any reviews, see if there's any just bad products out there. Bad ingredients to these products, because there's those out there as well. Excuse me. So you just really need to do your due diligence and be careful, but just get started. Sir Richard Bronson. That's who it was. Yeah, Virgin Atlantic. He owns
That's
Virgin Atlantic and a bunch of other things. Yeah, that's what he said, is just get started. And to address these are your toxic people, right? These are the toxic people that I mentioned earlier about. Those are the people that are going to say, well, it's a pyramid scheme. They don't make any money. They're bad products. I've seen it ruin marriages and households and financials and stuff like that. Um, Number one is you have to treat it as a business. You can't treat it as just something you're going to do when you have some time. It's something that's going to take daily, consistent action for many, many years. Um, and and then there you just focus on the education because there's a lot of them that have really good education packages too. Um, but let me kind of digress a little bit too. Um, the one thing that I hear a lot is it's a pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your typical job is a pyramid scheme because you're working for everybody at the top. You are. I mean, I work for the federal government. There's not a whole lot of money that you're going to be making for anybody above you in the federal government, but any other job that's out there, really, you have your CEOs, you have your CFOs, you have your board of directors, and it trickles down, right? Um, there are some bad network marketing companies out there that everything is focused on the top down. The one things that I have loved and appreciated the most about the couple network marketing companies I've been really successful at is everything flows from the top, from the bottom up, to where everything's a team. Everything is focused on a team building approach, and that is what has been the most successful for me and for so many people that have been in the companies that I've been affiliated with, specifically Bonvera. Um, I've never seen a company that has really cared so much about the person that just started. They care about as much as the person that created the company. Um, it is something I've never seen before. We're positioned in the industry at the right time. If I can speak a little bit, go a little deeper here. The one thing I've been really loving a lot this year is we're helping out and we're reaching out to so many small and medium businesses that have been on other platforms and are not done very well or have had their intellectual property stolen and used against them to where their products were eventually done cheaper and sold and they were kind of squeezed out. Well, we're approaching those type of companies, say, hey, come to Bonvera. This is what we do. This is what we are. This is how we're going to be able to help you. And that's one of the reasons why Bonvera has grown so much this year. Because there was at a point to where until a couple months ago, we had grown to where we were about 150 million products on our website between Bonvera products on our partner stores and our affiliate stores. Well, a couple months ago, we had our national training event where we dang near doubled that. We are now up to close to 300 million plus products on our website through all these different stores and partner stores and these small and medium businesses that we're bringing on board. And we're not done. We're always looking for other companies. So if you have a product a product and you want to get out there, let me know. I'll introduce you guys to the headquarters and let you guys have that discussion from there. But we're always looking. We're always wanting to expand, and that's just what Bonvera is, and it's what it's been and where it's going. So yeah.
Excellent. Excellent stuff. Any final thoughts for our seven figure seekers before we send them off to conquer the day?
Um, just get out there and start doing it. You're going to fail. Failing is just part of the process. I can guarantee you that your failures are going to be just as celebrated as your successes. Because I honestly think a failure is a success. You just found a way that doesn't work, and so you just move on to a different way. Um, find a coach, find a mentor that currently has a life that you want, and ask for them to mentor you. Between those two things, that is what has helped me. I'm not saying it's the best way to do it, but it was best for me. It might not be best for each individual person, but just start, find a coach, mentor, and be coachable. And don't be just coached, just be coachable. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
I love it. That is probably the best piece of advice anywhere. Be coachable. Yes. All right. Well, I want to thank you so very much, not just for appearing on this show today, but for who you are in the world and what you're doing and how you're contributing and building things and platforms and access to a better life for those around you. And thank you again for all of your support so far along in all of my ventures. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your having my back all the way along. So have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, Gayle.
Absolutely. And you guys hit it running. Take care. We'll see you soon.